What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. What's going on with everybody? Welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. You dig? Oops, the great. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ooh. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in the YouTube space. And it's a lot of weird energy. And you know me. And if you know me, you know us. We ain't ever not gonna speak on something. As y'all know, a couple high-profile shows, high-profile podcasts are either gone or in danger or whatever the case may be. But it seemed like everybody lumping what's going on with Matt Hoffa and Adam 22 and No Jumper, like, lumping it together. And I ain't really heard the story directly from Hoffa himself, so that's what we're gonna look at. And I'm gonna point out some differences. Now, before I do that, I was originally, when I was gonna do this video, I had found a show. It usually comes to my feed, Charles Brown or whatever. Got nothing bad to say about that man's show, but that was originally what I was supposed to react to. And my issue, the reason I mentioned it because I want to give credit. I seen this story there first. And normally when that happens, what I do is that's what I use as my reaction. So as I was watching it through the first time, to just make sure this is what I wanted to use, like the interview kind of took, the show kind of took a turn, and it had this negative vibe to it, where it was like, it almost got to like a him versus Matt Hoffa, and once I see bullshit, man, I'm not trying to dive into it. Like, I just didn't feel like it was the proper time to kick a man while he was down, so to speak. Even though, yeah, before y'all go any further, I do it to Drake all the time, but that's Drake. I don't fuck with him. But we're gonna get to the video. So if you smoking, light it up. If you drinking, pour it up. I'm recording today. It's about 6 p.m. Eastern time. So it's 5. It's after 5. So do what you gotta do. You might need that. I got the ears on. Let's get to this video. Let's get to the business. Now, before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps, you know what I'm saying? It helps spread the show, out into the ether so the world can get it. Because just like how you tuned in because you got tired of the extra little BS, there's some other people that feel the same way. Help them find this. This again is the Matt Hoffa show, or this is Matt Hoffa. I don't even know if I should call it a show because of what's going on. But let's hear from his mouth.
Been undercover. She could tongue her while I'm putting on the rubber. Yeah. Let me test drive legs wilder than a Hummer. I spoke on this on the stream yesterday, and mentioned Adam, and how after COVID he probably thought things were sweet. There was a lot of shit moving and all that, and how it kind of gassed a lot of people. I would say it gassed me also. I definitely got caught up in some financial issues and all that. But regardless, I tried to keep the shop and everything running, right? But I'm going to break down to y'all a situation that I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with this for a little while, and now it's gotten to the point where we don't know what's going to happen with the shop. Just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the math not mathing. Math not mathing, son. Math not mathing. But all of this stuff, like, I keep it 100 with y'all, man. I keep it 100 with y'all. You know, I've talked about working like regular jobs and shit like that, but none of them shits ever lasted like a real long time. For the most part, the money that I made in the streets, or I made from battle rap, which was kind of like making it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while before I figured out, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. It was just, getting the cash and busting moves. That was what I knew. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up in a household where, my father was around to break down certain things. My mom knew stuff. My mom started to learn shit eventually, but it wasn't like it was being, it wasn't being shared. We weren't like, she wasn't like, yo, sit down, I learned about this today or whatever. So when the show became super successful, it was like a block clicking for me. You know what I mean? It was like a block clicking for me. And a lot of the deals and the situations that I got involved in weren't sound paperwork-wise. Paperwork-wise, it wasn't sound. It was more of like, I trust you, we're going to do this. I trust you, we're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Not really forming contracts and all that. Like, even the guys that I fired or whatever, and they go around complaining like little bitches and all that shit. But at the end of the day, even the W9s and all that shit, like, they stuck me with that. You know what I'm saying? All the bread that I was paying them, they stuck me with that. These motherfuckers they ain't telling you that they got paid. You think they telling the government? You think what I'm saying?
No, to break that down, for some of y'all who don't understand. Once you grow as an entity, right? And this is something that I've already started to, even in my small size, pause, as a show. You want to work every scenario through your head on what you plan in the future, how you gonna go about it. When you grow and you start to add on people, because we're gonna tackle everything as he presents it, just so that way it's clear. When you start to add people, guess what? They're not doing this because they the homies. When you go from a singular entity to where it's 2, 3, 4 y'all. Okay, just like you in it eventually to get bread, they in it to get bread too. Now, how y'all come to an agreement of how that's supposed to go dictates a lot. Now, if you're on some business thing, okay, we're gonna have to do contracts. Stipulation for how many shows are you supposed to be here for? What are you supposed to get per show? Your role in the show, all of that got to be outlined. How much you getting? Now you're gonna also end up having to depend on them to report their income. They don't report no income, and you reporting all these expenses. And right now we just talking about paying employees that look funny. That could get you jammed up. Because I'm pretty sure none of these shows is using payroll services like a Paycor. Because they're going to do your payroll for you. They're going to do taxes for you and everything. You're going to have concrete paperwork come tax time. These are the people I paid. This is what I paid them. This is when I paid them. I took the taxes out and did all, like, everything is done for you. These shows ain't doing that. And so I believe you when you say that.
So there's a lot of things that I had to learn in this process, just learning and learning and learning and learning. And this is another thing that I had to learn. This is another thing that I had to learn, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, let's just get to the video.
When I started Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I needed a website. Figuring out how to make one was pretty hard on the old noggin. But with GoDaddy Aero, I could...
We back. This is a MEO exclusive.
Exclusive.
To do this. Shout out to Adam. I've seen Adam talking about his financial situation over there and what's going on. I do feel like there is like a war or some sort of war on podcasts right now. Because I know you guys probably been wondering, you guys are not dropping like you were before, and MEO's been going.
Real quick, there is not a war on podcasts. There is not a war on podcasts. This is a market correction because some entities played the market wrong. This is a volatile market, and they failed to understand the volatility during COVID. This is a market correction. The stock market goes to this all the time. When something artificially goes one way, it has to be corrected. That's life. Yin and yang. So this is nothing more than a market correction. Now, I do think in the long term, a lot of the shows that we watch are going to be better for it. Because the shows that have made it to monetization and got good views, good subscribers, strong following, got at least a half successful merch department. They're learning how far you should grow. Right now, because I don't want to go too far ahead of the video, right now, the lesson is be careful. It's two lessons. The general lesson of watch your overhead, and the lesson as far as where the video is at right now is, bringing your homies and this, that, and the third come at a price. Big interviews by A-listers come at a cost. They come at a cost. I don't think too many, I could be wrong, but I don't think too many of these big name people just pulling up to pull up. Especially in New York, there's always a big name, somebody coming through there. So the pickings should be sweet. Such and such is pulling in. They got an event or a signing or a radio appearance or whatever. They in town. They hit the mainstream media or whatever, and then they pull up on you where you get the real street talk. The stuff that you probably couldn't get off on the radio. You take it to Hoffa, and they. So shit costs, bro.
Going through its ups and downs, and I was real hesitant on whether to share certain things with you guys, but fuck it, let's all just keep it real, right? Okay, so here it is. Let's rewind like maybe 2-3 years ago. I acquired the shop.
Just in case you're not hip, he at the barbershop. I don't know if he said it already. I don't think he said it already, but because I don't want you to be watching like, what the fuck is going on? The lights is out. That's why you got the flashlight, because I know it's some little dirt, sitting somewhere like, I don't get it. It's not making sense. That's what's going on, bro.
But the way that I acquired it wasn't, me buying it or anything like that. I met the landlord, and unfortunately, some people are not
pretty.
They're not. What's the word? They're racist.
Oh, okay.
They're racist. Some people are racist.
I was trying to figure out how to say it without, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe some people are not enlightened to, you know what I mean? But this dude, like, nah, he's fucking racist.
I was about to say ignorant. Could have used it. You could have said ignorant. But if he feel confident, like he willing to go with that R word, power to him. I mean, it's just a big word to swing around. That's all I'm saying. But
he's fucking racist. This motherfucker asked me if I wholesale cocaine.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Like what?
He got the right
to my
word.
face, like, I'm gonna have to see your business records and all that to make sure that you don't wholesale cocaine. I laughed, but I wanted to slap the dog shit out that nigga. I wanted to slap the dog shit out that nigga. First of all, I don't do that no more. I changed my life. I don't do that no more.
No
you know
more.
what I'm saying? But for you, like, to just to feel that comfortable that you
No
can
more.
say some shit like, come on, son. Come on, son. That shit was whack.
We all start somewhere. Somewhere.
That shit was whack.
And when I first met the landlord, he asked me if I was wholesaling cocaine.
Forgot I said that.
So
he was dead serious.
He was dead serious. And, despite him seeing people like Robert F. Kennedy and all these people pull up, there's always been some sort of pushback. There's always been like an issue, or, even up to recently when we've been going through all this stuff, I called him and he pretty much brushed me off. So he's never been interested in actually doing business with me. But because we started here, I felt like it was important to have this shop. So I entered into a situation where I subleased from the person who had it before, right? Now, with this person,
because I don't want nobody to get lost. Sublease is when you're not leasing from the landlord. You're leasing from the person who already has a lease with the landlord. It's perfect examples. If I got a year lease on my house right now, but say I'm about to be gone for 6 months or whatever, and I can't break my lease, I'm gonna get a penalty. So what I do is lease this to somebody else. They answer to me, I answer to the genuine actual landlord. Sublease.
and
Careful.
and then don't say no names.
I'm not. I said be careful
Yeah.
with what you say.
But this person,
Quick shout out to her. I don't know if that's his publicist or his woman. But if that's his woman, way to go, Queen. She was looking out. Because sometimes when, as men, we feel some type of way, we trying to explain it. We end up explaining it in a way that kind of jams us up a little bit. We might let something slip that we really wasn't supposed to let slip. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her for at least she was looking out, because that's rare.
Yeah.
What started off and seemed like a good situation at the time, it just became, not good.
When you think somebody's like looking out and doing you a favor, that's what it felt like in the beginning. So after a while, I realized, like, oh, hold on. Certain shit just, like, even the impression that the landlord had about me, where that came from.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you.
Where did that come from? And then later on, I'm learning like you were supposed to hold the lease for a certain amount of time, so you couldn't really shift all that. You was gonna owe money. And this guy, like, you know, slumlord, he was definitely gonna penalize it. Ain't no way he was gonna be like, you know what, you can have the money or whatever. Nah, that nigga was gonna penalize it. So it was probably in her best interest for me to do it through her.
Yeah.
So now I'm paying.
This is where the problem lies at, right here. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all. The Matt Hoffa situation is not the same as Adam 22 situation. He was handling official business in a street way. Because it was essentially, I'm going to scratch your back, you going to scratch mine. He got what he wanted. He got the building. He got to use the building. She didn't want to really deal with the building. So he dealing with it. She getting money. And ain't got to worry about it. But keep in mind, because we're going to keep going, she's still supposed to be dealing with the landlord. Because I want to make sure we staying on track.
Paying her with the good faith of thinking she's paying him. And she's taking care of all the shit. Well, y'all see. Hold on.
And I would get these bills for things that didn't make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kicker. So I got a bill one time for electric.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it, I was like, this is impossible.
Bruh, the fucking electric bill was like $7,000. And
We shot like 10 episodes last.
I will say, I'm curious because he didn't really specify. Was that $7,000 as a 1 month bill? As a 1 month bill? Or was she not doing stuff, taking care of bills, this, that, and the third, and then you received a bill for $7,000 that accrued over time, not just a 1 month thing. I just be wanting to know the details so that way I know how to look at it.
Last month. So we only been in the shop 2 times this month, right? I'm gonna come back to that. The landlord always had an issue with us not being here.
During the day. Like
not being like not running the shop or whatever, not making.
Yo, so this nigga used to be mad, like, why y'all not in the shop? Every time I come here, the shop is closed. Mostly we would shoot at night until we started shooting like during the day or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the shop would be shut down if we not shooting, like, if we knocked out 4 episodes in 1 week, right? That's 2 weeks worth of work. So we might not have to shoot until maybe the end of next week. But if we knocked out like 8 episodes in 1 week, we out for the month. We be going for the month, and this nigga would be complaining that the shop is not open. I'm like, why are you complaining? And then trying to play I think they're doing something illegal. What you mean we doing something illegal? Because, why is the barbershop why is it never open? Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to why. Now, I found out why this nigga kept saying that.
Before he say this, at this point, because I want to be clear where I was thinking. Just to, y'all can bounce y'all thoughts off where I'm at. I was semi on the landlord side, right? And when I say landlord, the actual landlord, not the one he went through. The reason why is if I know you're supposed to be running a barber shop and the barber shop is never open, how are you making money to pay me? Or at whatever, making money to pay her to pay me. So I could, I'm saying that because he used the word racist. And maybe he still is. Because the whole selling bricks thing was extreme. But what he about to say next changed my whole viewpoint on this whole situation.
Chat, what you think? What y'all think it was? Nah, bro, we stopped with the barber shit. For one, there was a couple occasions where, a guest would move the time, and I didn't like telling the barbers that they couldn't. You had an appointment, you got to cancel that and da-da-da. I didn't like doing that. But the thing that really fucked me up is the barbers would have their friends in the shop, and their friends would be sitting in the barber chairs, fucking them up. I don't know what these niggas was doing with these chairs. I don't know what they was doing with the chairs. We walked in one day to shoot an episode. Mac sat in his chair and the shit just fell over. Nigga almost broke his neck. And nobody ain't say nothing. Nobody ain't say, yo, one of the chairs broke, this, that, and the third. We would just walk in and be like, yo, what the fuck happened to the chair? So after a while, I was like, man, fuck that. Get the barbers out of here, because I don't know what they doing.
See, that's the issue with having a live barbershop when that's not what you need is a barber set. You need a little set that looks like a barbershop, not an actual functioning barbershop. Because he's protecting his set. Hey, this barbershop is my set for my show. I need these chairs to look good. They need to still function. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody a guest falling out of chair. You know what I'm saying? Mid-show. Now I got to deal with liability shit and whatnot. Right. So I feel him. Right. I could picture in that situation, especially with what we know now, what he's telling us now or whatever. Like, you almost walk in and you see dollar signs. Not positive dollar signs, like how much everything costs. I have my own personal days with this little show I got right here. Love it to death. But I look around at the lights and will think about how much they cost. This mic arm. I've gone through 2 computers. Look. This is my first computer that I started the show with and burnt it out. Couple grand in on just computers. Like, so I get it. People don't understand. The dollars add up running these shows. And I'm assuming the bigger it get, the more it costs. But I'm somebody that I'm not even monetized yet. I got a long journey ahead. I can only imagine a full set I've heard of barbers bitching about how much it costs to buy barber chairs because they really barbers and they open in a barber shop. He ain't about to do no cut, no fades, man. Like,
not keeping it as a barbershop or whatever, and that was even a threat to the lease. Like, yo, this is supposed to be a barbershop.
So the chick that I was subleasing from would start sending me shit like, yo, this nigga's gonna
Hey, Robert Hertzberg from Shark Tank. I'm a huge fan. Hey, what is your number one tip for saving money? Easy. Yeah.
he's gonna try to evict us, or he's gonna take me to court off of this. And highlighted in the lease, it says the purpose of the shop was a barber shop. She's sending me this little clip.
is that legal? If you have a commercial building and I lease it from you, you get to dictate what business I do in the shop or on the property. I might want to run an ice cream shop. I'm saying scoops of ice cream and shit for the little kids, airheads, now laters. You know, blunts, Phillies, backwoods, papers. I don't know if that's legal.
Of it saying that the intention of this shop is supposed to be a barbershop, but with commercial businesses, just like a mixed use, it's still a barbershop. It's just we're shooting the podcast in the barbershop. But you can't tell a nigga, yo, because you know y'all don't got this shit open and barbers is cutting people hair, that this ain't a barbershop. It's still a barbershop. You walk into the motherfucker, you look around, it looks like a fucking barbershop, don't it?
I'm gonna come full circle with all this shit, right? So this electric bill, which continue to grow and get sky high.
Peep this, y'all.
And I refused to pay it because it didn't make no sense. Something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm stuck in between the war that's going on between these two people, right? So, the person I lease from decides, fuck it, I'm gonna cut the shit.
But she don't tell me nothing. That's the ill part. She don't tell me nothing. Nothing.
Come to find out, the day that she cut the power here,
What y'all think happened? What y'all think happened?
it also cut the power in different areas in the building.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So now the super is like, yo, what's up with the electricity? The power here. It also cut the power in 2 years, like 2 years, without a problem. It's just, you keep coming up with these extra numbers. And I'm like, is she scamming me? Like, what's going on? Come to find out, the day that she cut the power here, it also cut the power in different areas in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh. I get that he was salty at her for cutting the power off and not saying nothing. Her doing that, right? Her doing that, it's the best thing ever for him. Because now you know how that bill got $7,000. If she never would have did that, he never would have known. He never would have known. Gotta smoke something else with y'all real quick. Hold on. Give y'all my little 1-2 on this. Peep this, right? Her fucking up and not telling him, because that was foul. He got a right to be feeling some type of way. She should have told him. But it uncovered the slumlord, because he was doing sleazy. If y'all don't know how they barbershops be, You got, man, what's that? It was a Marvel Comics. Little Luke Cage. Picture Luke Cage, the show. Where it's a barbershop, business, storefront at the bottom. And there's apartments up top. They're stacked on, they're built on top of the barbershop. So, I don't know. He didn't say. I mean, I watched how he didn't say, but how many units were getting their power from the barbershop? Like, you figure what? How many units is in a building? Like 25 units? So was it just 5 units? Was it like almost 10? I mean, it had to be enough. I mean, think about it, 7,000. So now I'm thinking that was the bill for the month. I'm thinking that was the bill. It was a $7,000 bill for the month. He didn't say that, but I'm gonna run with that. Wow. See, this street business, man. When you do your official business in the manner of street business, this is kind of how you end up like jammed up and shit. And this ain't me talking shit, like, because I mean, if we want to be honest, that tends to be more often than not how, unfortunately, black people tend to conduct business. Like, we masters of, doing things in an unofficial capacity. So nobody do that better than black people. But it be to our detriment. Because think about it. Had he done direct business with the landlord, right? And before he signed any paperwork, he had an inspection done. Well, the inspection should uncover that. You know what I'm saying? That way he would have known what he was getting into ahead of time. Again, no, that man managed to build to that point, and so salute to him. This ain't no judgment. I only did this video because people were lumping this with the Adam 22 thing, and that wasn't right. I mean, because they both expanded at the wrong time. So I guess in a way I can see why you say they similar, but Matt Hoffa seems like he was dealing with some shady shit behind the scene that was raising the cost of doing business. I'm sure that's probably not the only thing. I'm sure some other things that contributed to his current position. Adam 22 has some whole other shit going on, and I'm not about to talk about it. I barely want to acknowledge it. Like, I feel Matt Hoffa was a good platform for hip hop. We talk about hip hop from time to time around here. So I felt the need to say something about this particular thing, because losing him is not good. Losing that show is not good. I don't think this will be the end either. I wouldn't be surprised in the coming weeks, maybe months, whatever, we hear 1 or 2 more shows for whatever reason, who saw that same boom around that same time and are now forced to adjust or pivot or something. Or you gonna see some shows that might not necessarily make it public like that, but you notice changes within the show. They might change locations. They might You might see, instead of a group of motherfuckers, it's gonna be one or two that they let somebody off, or somebody ain't coming back for the show for whatever reason. Hell, it could be something simple as the way they edit it. The way they edit their videos might change. They got to go back to in-house edits. You know what I'm saying? They got to edit their own, which probably gonna mean less shows because editing takes time. But I figure out, I might as well do a video explain from a content creator standpoint. I don't want to really call myself no YouTuber, but from a content creator standpoint, how this is the stuff we all got to deal with, bro. At some point in time. The trick is now, though, who's gonna benefit the most? Them cats with a couple 100,000 subscribers and what have you, nice following, nice little online store, whatever the case may be. You're not gonna see them overexpand. They might have been thinking about getting the studio, getting it out their basement, out their bedroom, wherever they got their show at. You know what? That show gonna stay right where it's at. Because this is too volatile of a market. This industry too volatile, so you want to keep costs low. I don't think you're gonna see too many 4, 5, 6 people shows pop up. Because eventually, if that hit, whatever you do, you gotta split that. So, in some form or fashion. I'm not saying equally. I might have an agreement, but guess what? Now you gotta go through legal stuff with 6 people. Gotta make it work. So that's the biggest thing I think is gonna happen is the days of large shows or shows with large guest groups and all the other stuff. Unless cats trying to do it for the love, it ain't happening. But, you know what I'm saying? That's my little 2 cents on it. Best of luck to Matt Hoffa, man. I will say, check the whole thing out, because he had an idea. He had an idea of what he might do with the show. Like, he mentioned the possibility of rotating barbershops. And I like that idea. I really do. Like, if he rotate, like, you have a set barbershop in every borough you go in, and each show you try to get somebody from that borough. You know what I'm saying? You could end the show with it'll be a give back to hip hop, because I feel like it's one of the more hip hop leaning shows. So if you do at the end, you can have a little battle, a little cipher, whatever, with somebody from that area that's established. When I mean established, I mean they name ring heavy, underground type shit. They still trying to crack through. So it gives it we about hip hop type of feel. You know what I'm saying? And he's from the battle world. You know, he's familiar with the battle world. So I think it will play nicely into what he's already known for. But I'm definitely hoping the show don't end. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. So we're gonna go and get up out here. Make sure you please like, comment, and subscribe so the folks can get the video. Let the people see this. Don't be stingy and you see it. You get to watch and chill and smoke. You know what I'm saying? I know you had to be smoking, because if you was not smoking nothing during this whole show, then shame on you. But how you gonna sit here and smoke and chill with me and everything and not share with people, share with your homies, you know, like, subscribe, all that other stuff. Let everybody chill with us. It can't just be me and you. It gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Spread the wealth. But I'm Oops Great. This was Kush Equilibrium. I get at it.